Good evening, one and all, and welcome to the Showare Center in Kent, Washington for the start of the 2021-22 MASL season. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andrew Harvey. Glad to be back alongside Peyton Behrens after a very long wait indeed, Peyton.
650 days. We're back here at Kent Showare. Looking forward to the 2021-2022 season.
Well, the Tacoma Stars are wasting no time in playing their hated conference rival against the San Diego Sockers, who won the 2021 Ron Newman Cup right off to start the year, and Christian Gutierrez is a name that the Stars are going to be keeping their eyes on tonight.
Yeah, when you look at that abbreviated season from last year, it was the Stars playing against the Sockers, and Gutierrez scores back-to-back games, overtime goals, to put the Stars away, leaving a horrible taste in the Tacoma Stars' mouth. So they're going to have to bounce back tonight. You got them at home. It's a great opportunity to take down your rival.
Sometimes, Peyton, the best thing you can do for greater success is to simplify things. Well, Nick Pereira has done that. The player-coach has removed the coach side of the title. Just gets to focus on the playing now for Tacoma.
You know, the former MASL MVP, Nick Pereira, he returns to his player-only role, and we'll see if he can return back to MVP form. He's been able to do it in the past. He owns every single stat record for the MASL Tacoma Stars in seasons with points, assists, goals. He's a dominating force. We're going to see it this season. Nick Pereira back as the player-only, and he can focus all of his energy on the field.
Well, we turn our attention to the field where we're underway between San Diego and Tacoma. Just a great matchup you've come to expect between these two sides over the last couple of years. Although, Peyton, it should be stated, the weight of history pretty firmly on the side of San Diego.
San Diego holding a 19-4 record against the Stars in MASL regular season play. It's our first whistle of the season gets blown. So the Stars have their work cut out for them, and it's not a great feeling when you are the quote-unquote little brother of the rivalry. I'm sure the Sockers don't see this much as a rivalry, but Tacoma definitely marks the calendar every single year when San Diego comes to visit.
That is a low shot in from Pereira. And a first shot of the night, and a first foul of the night, I should say, for Guerrero Pino. And of course, the other big news item for everyone to keep their eye on over the course of this MASL season, Peyton, is the new goalkeeper possession rule, which states that a keeper can't touch the ball with his feet can't possess the ball with his feet, I should say, more than once per possession for his side.
Yeah, it's going to be really different this year for this Tacoma Stars and for the whole league in general, because when you have a player like Danny Waltman, where in seasons past you've been able to trust his feet as an offensive player, as our first shot rattles off the post, Waltman has been able to be just such a strong force for the Stars offensively, where you can confidently drop the ball back to him. Now, with the new rules, you won't be able to see the goalkeepers be involved as much in the offensive action. The penalty will be the ball being spotted wherever the goalkeeper has touched the ball in the second time during the possession. But we'll see how this really impacts teams. I think substitutes are going to be very different here in the early stages of the rule. You're going to see teams hesitate, and we're going to see a whole different ball game in MASL this year.
Boris Pardo getting his part of the distribution done.
We'll be touching base on the rule a lot tonight. These keepers will be having to adjust to it. They've been doing so in training sessions with their clubs, but it's going to be something that when it comes down into the real game, I got to imagine these goalkeepers are going to want to get into the action. They're going to forget. They're going to step forward. They're going to ask for that ball back, and it's going to cause a lot of chaos.
Corey Keats called for his foul of the night. Going over the shoulder of Tavoy Morgan there.
Is that a sentence you thought you wouldn't have to wait a minute and 50 seconds to say in this season?
No idea what you're talking about there, Peyton. He does lead the Stars in career penalty minutes, but he's also been just a rock for this Tacoma side over the last couple years.
You know, the last time we were in this building, it was the Stars taking on the Tropics.
Morgan spins, fires, blocked Corey Keats.
And Keats was the one who scored the game-winning goal in a 4-3 game, who at the time, the Tropics were the best team in MASL.
Vinicius Dantas down the line, finds Jamail Cox. Juice trying to find some space in the corner there. Ball gone out of play into the Sockers bench.
We've seen this a couple of times now here in these early stages, first few minutes of this game, and ball has gone astray into the bench, and these teams just seem to be trying to clear out of the back, and it's coming down to hesitating on the substitutions.
There's Alessandro Canali. There for Caceres. Remember, Cox can't go back to Waltman now.
So Waltman smartly retreats all the way to his line, something you wouldn't have seen goalkeepers do in the past.
This through ball, Waltman forced to charge. Save off his knee. Follow-up effort is put into the net. That came off Felipe Gonzalez.
How good is Danny Waltman? One-on-one saves, getting low, making himself big, all at the same time. He's a force to be reckoned with on this Tacoma Stars defense. That's why he's one of the best goalkeepers in MASL.
Ball up ahead to Nick Pereira. Get used to hearing that over the course of the year. Shot Mike Ramos. Whistles free. De Oliveira. Gone into space. Ramos trying to recover. Tucks to the right post. And rolling wide right from Gerardo.
Gerardo and Ramos in a foot race. That's something that I want to see all night long. Those two guys, such great speed. And you saw Ramos didn't give up. He's the one who put the shot on the goal on the Sockers defensive end. Chases all the way back. That's great work ethic here to start the season.
De Oliveira. Pardo out toward midfield. Up to Morgan. Escoto. Waving Lovegrove through.
Long shift for Pereira here on the Star side. He's making his way towards the bench. We'll see if he gets a switch.
Over the top, toward Morgan.
This is good possession from the Sockers.
Morgan gets the shot off, and Waltman snaps the gloves to it.
So you're seeing a massive shift change here while Waltman has the ball in his hands. He's going to use all the time that he's allotted. Both teams retreat to the bench immediately.
Keats drops that into Jamail Cox. Trying to knock that free to Debre Holliman. Advantage played after the foul by Keats. Escoto. Felipe. In for Morgan. Short side support. That's De Oliveira.
Lamar Nagel closing down, and that's something you love to see out of the veteran, out of the professional. He's able to come to this side. Lamar Nagel is going to make a big impact on this Tacoma Stars team as Canale breaks free.
Wearing his traditional number 27 is Lamar Nagel. Player enjoyed tremendous success throughout his career in Major League Soccer. And the Federal Way native getting a chance to play for his hometown indoor soccer side in Tacoma Stars.
Yeah, it's high school just up the street, Thomas Jefferson, where he made a big impact. A couple of state championships there on some of the best soccer teams high school-wise that this state has seen.
De Oliveira. Gone square to Cardenas. Morgan. De Oliveira trying to loop past Holliman. Keats In for Vinicius Dantas. And gets the cross past Pardo, but no one on the end of it.
And that's a great run by Keats. He goes all the way from the defensive third into the area, trying to make something happen, teaming up with Deontis, and it was great work from Keats, the defender.
Just about 7 minutes in, still looking for the opening score in this match. Pereira. Caceres. Lumps that forward. Ramos. Did he handle it? Referee says no. Cox gets the shot away, off the defender, and into the net. That'll take us to our media timeout. And Peyton, kind of a cagey first 7 that we've seen.
Both teams are trying to find their feet. They're settling into this season so far, and you see the Stars working hard on defense. They're covering, they're pressuring, they're doing everything well defensively. The Sockers, they're playing patient in the attacking third, but that's where they get dangerous. They're able to pass the ball around and find small openings and score. They've been able to do that for a long, long time.
Fans, don't forget, you can take home one of the game-worn jerseys from Tacoma tonight. Just download the Live Source app. Search for Tacoma Stars, and you'll have a chance to bid for some of these kits. It's been a great tradition that the Stars have kind of gotten into these last couple of years. They've had some really inventive ones for Military Appreciation Night, Latin American Heritage Night. And tonight, if you just want one of the old classics, some of that beautiful Argyle pattern, get in there and throw down a bid.
It's been something great that the Tacoma Stars organization has been doing, because you come to the games and you look around the arena. I see a game use Vince McCluskey down there. I see a Joseph Kyrell in the stands tonight, and so it's something fun where you can go to the game, you can see those game-worn kits that have been worn by the Tacoma Stars. Say, hey, that's a game-used jersey that Keats scored a game-winning goal against the Florida Tropics in. So it's something fun to keep the crowd involved here at the Showare Center.
So we'll restart from the corner spot as we rejoin play. Alex Caceres trotting over to it for Tacoma.
Coming out of a timeout, you hope to see something that's drawn up beautifully.
Quickly, Pereira off the glass. Squirts too far for Ramos.
Quick play design that works.
Ramos fakes the shot, puts it off the glass, and Pardo has the rebound covered.
Ramos so dangerous anywhere in the attacking half of the field.
Escoto rims that off the glass, bounces far side. Charlie Gonzalez in for Morgan. Knocked away by Holliman. Bit lucky Tacoma there that Morgan's first touch was as heavy as it was.
And the Sockers stay very dangerous. Here's a good turn.
Waltman out for it, pawing at it. Gonzalez back to Morgan. Waltman, a point-blank save.
And there's good coverage. Pardon me, Juice was able to just slide over and get a good block in the defensive area.
Turn back over. And we're starting to think that our suspicion is over the course of the year, you're going to see this an awful lot as teams will, whether they deliberately mean to or not, they'll cede possession in order to get the chance to get fresh legs out there, whereas in the past, you just work it back to the keeper.
Yeah, it's similar in hockey.
And Morgan going through the back of McCluskey.
It's very similar to hockey where you're just dumping the puck to the opposing end, trying to get all your guys off the ice. So here, you're putting the ball deep into the other team's defensive end. Give yourself a chance to get fresh legs on the field.
The foul's on Sockers, number 9, Morgan.
Hansen in for Dantas. Poked away. Here's Eddie Na. Na pulls that free. Dantas tackled away from him. Rattled off the boards by Christian Gutierrez. Quick ball. Na. Keats. Heavy touch, Dantas.
Love seeing Eddie Na on this team. He's a PLU product. He's a local guy who's worked his way up through the Tacoma Stars reserves and into this squad. And he's so fast, so quick, and he's able to put the ball on net. He's a very dynamic player that this club can benefit from.
Holliman looking in for Pereira there. And that's well brought down. This is Lovegrove. He puts it past Waltman and opens the scoring. First goal of the season for the San Diego Sockers, and it comes off the foot of Jamie Lovegrove with just over 5 to go.
And that's a tough goal for the Stars to defend in transition. You're able to go coast to coast like that so quick, and that's what makes this sport so great. MASL soccer, right there where you can go all the way from your defensive third on the dribble, on the run, one-on-one with the keeper. Slot one home. That's a well-done goal from the Sockers, from Lovegrove.
Well, it's well worked from Lovegrove. It's even better work from Gutierrez to have the presence of mind to know he had his defender on the overlap there, just nodded out wide to him. And just like that, 1-0 San Diego.
You know, now we'll see how Tacoma wants to bounce back. They've been so resilient in years past, being able to concede the first goal. We've seen a big change in recent years. Tacoma Stars have just been such a good second half team, but this is a year where they got to get it done in the first half if they want to make big moves and not fall into a hole early into the season.
Caceres looking long. There's Pereira. Pereira rattles that off the boards and has his arms up at his side. He's frustrated. He's expecting the run there. Holyman trying to stick a leg in. And now, just like this, 2 men. It's Morgan, and it's 2-0. Tavoy Morgan getting the ball over the top. And that is a breakdown from Tacoma to let 2 men slip free.
That's a tough defensive stand right there from Tacoma. You get so caught up onto the attack. Your last 2 men back should be your most forward attacking players in Nick Pereira and Mike Ramos. You leave 2 men wide open in the attacking half, and there's no other outcome besides the San Diego Sockers go down, score their second goal. It's that simple. 4:03 remaining in this first quarter. The Stars need to be able to try and find a bounce back here quickly. But that's a gaff. That's a hole that you cannot leave open against the defending champions of MASL.
Ball in for Donta. Spins, fires. Pardo off his line. Philip Lund trying to fight his way to it. And now another quick ball up the middle. The shot past Waltman, and that will make it 3. Well, the San Diego Sockers exploding here in the final third of this first quarter. They've got 3 goals in the last 2.5 minutes, Peyton.
Quick, quick, quick. MASL strikes fast. The Sockers capitalizing. 3-0 here, 3:37 to play. But it's the same play. 3 straight times, 3 straight shots, 3 straight goals. They're leaving men up. Call it cherry picking, call it whatever you want. It's called scoring goals. And they are exceeding at it tonight.
Well, Gerardo Jurado tucking that away for his first of the season. And Tacoma getting to a place where they're going to have to go back to the drawing board pretty quickly. Been caught out 3 times now when they've had numbers committed forward. Ball into the corner. Ramos went one way, Pereira the other. Here's Cardenas. Pardo under pressure. Back to Cardenas. Has to get rid of it. Ramos. Pereira. Tackled away from him. Straight to McCluskey, however. Cox, Pereira, the return. And Lovegrove rattles that out of play.
And we're coming to a close on the first quarter on the fastest sport on turf, and yet the Tacoma Stars have yet to put a shot on goal. They've had a few chances, but they've all been shots that rattle off the wall and come back into the play. They have not tested Pardo yet, and there's no way that you are going to come out and try and beat San Diego without even testing Pardo.
Holyman. Looking long up the floor. Finds Lamar Nagel. He's dispossessed. Felipe Gonzalez. Connecting with Pardo. Batted down. Canali. Nagel off the boards and right into the hands of Pardo.
Trying to find something dangerous again. Trying to pound something off the board there, the Tacoma Stars. It's an obvious strategy that they go to. It's going to work at some point. Hopefully that point is soon.
Here's Charlie Gonzalez. Finds Morgan.
It's good ball work from the Stars to work from side to side and find Lamar Nagel up in front. Then slows down, make the substitution.
Dantos swing and a miss from him, and he's committed to foul while trying to win it back against De Oliveira.
And that's a foul that's going to get called and every single time. When you see a player go down near the boards, it's a player safety issue. And even if it is light contact, that referee will always err on the side of safety for the player.
Cardenas gone for the keeper. That's broken up. Falls to Dantas. Headed to Keats. Overlap for Dantas, who is slow coming. Still holds it in the corner. Forces it through. And Pardo has been active tonight, but pretty much only in picking up balls coming off the boards.
Dantas is such a strong player. Being able to hold that build-up, you know, it's a great move for him. Keats has some space on the right, so they try and find it.
Keats bats that down, finds Ramos. Ramos rounds Pardo. Loose ball. And with under a minute to go, San Diego avoids giving up their first of the contest. Herrera. Support is slow coming. Square to Ramos. Jamel Cox. Hansen on for Holyman.
20 seconds left. The Stars got to get something out of this.
Pereira off the boards, headed away. Only as far as Ramos. Keats, 5 seconds to shoot. Pereira can't turn it. The shot won't come. And the San Diego Sockers, on the back of a late first quarter burst, will carry a 3-0 lead into the break here at the Showare Center, Peyton.
That last possession there, Corey Keats, I thought had an opportunity to open fire from distance. We've seen him do it in years past. Would love to see him open it up, at least give Pardo one last test before you go into the end of the quarter. But little adjustments have to happen before we come out for play on the next time, or else Tacoma Stars are going to find themselves in a deep, deep hole here soon.
After one, San Diego leads Tacoma 3-0. We'll step aside briefly here from the Showare Center. Welcome back into the Showare Center here in Kent, Washington. San Diego Sockers have a 3-0 lead over the Tacoma Stars through 1 quarter of play as we get set to start the second. Hi, everybody. Andrew Harvey back alongside Peyton Behrens for you for the second 15. And Peyton, Tacoma had trouble executing in the final third. San Diego on the counter. Deadly, lethal 3 goals.
It was that counterattack just happening so quick in that short span of time. Tacoma fell asleep at the wheel for 3 minutes, and they find themselves down 3-0. So far, the offense have been lackluster for Tacoma. They got to be able to pick it up. Got to try and get one back on the board before San Diego makes it 4, because this is a promise. San Diego's not done scoring tonight.
Well, we knew there'd be some changes based on that new goalkeeper possession rule. And strangely, it hasn't factored into any of the goals at all. It felt like it was going to definitely pay off more to play higher pressure up the field.
You know, and these goalkeepers, they've prepared themselves for this rule to come into play. But it's interesting to see how the teams...
Quickly here to Ramos. Pardo slaps that away right back to Ramos. And Hansen spills it at the back post, his head in his hands. He really thought he had the opener, and so did the fans.
Chase Hansen there, just a little too far leaned back, sending that ball up and into the netting. It's disappointing, but it's great to see that 14 seconds into this quarter, you see the Stars put pressure on the goal. So it's a great start. That's exactly what you want to see to open the second quarter.
Quick shot from Morgan, saved by Waltman. Worth reminding that a few years ago, the 3-line pass was made legal for goalkeepers, assuming that they play the ball in the air and throw it. Cannot make a 3-line pass on the ground. In here for Dantas. Debre Holiman. Caceres. Dantas is fouled. Cardenas getting a little bit too much of him, but you can understand it. Like you said, Dantas, big, strong, imposing player there in the corner.
There's only one way to describe Dantas, and it's that he is a unit. And this is the only way that defenses know how to deal with a unit, is be handsy.
Caceres. Pereira pokes it through. Holiman skies it. McCluskey gets in there. And De Oliveira turned over. Pereira shot blocked right at the point of attack. Trying to pull it free.
You know, coming off of that set piece there, the Stars did a great job. Everything executed the way they wanted, and they got Holiman open on the back post. And that's what Nick Pereira does, is he draws so much attention to him when he has the ball. He is so dangerous that you'll see players skate wide open on the backside of the goal, and it almost worked out there for the Stars.
Ramos spins inside, fires. Pardo the kick save. De Oliveira tries to head it free. It's tipped back to Pardo.
Inches away from seeing a goal of the week right there with that turn from Mike Ramos.
And Pardo lets fly. Morgan trying to back up Hansen. Brings it under control. Here to Jurado, who scored the 3rd of those goals for San Diego. Up for Morgan. And Chase Hansen getting a little too handsy there. Free kick.
Chase Hansen is a scrappy player. He always has been, but something that this Stars team admires about him. Very gritty, Chase Hansen.
Turn over there to Ramos. Trying to chop his way free. Wins a free kick on advantage. San Diego's not happy about the resulting challenge on Morgan, but play was already dead by the time that Morgan got there.
Both teams go for line changes. We await getting restarted. Keats, we'll see what the Tacoma Stars do with this line. Nick Pereira standing inside the area, assuming he'll get a long ball off the windows here soon.
Waltman, past midfield. Danny Waltman gives it a go, forces a diving save. Some keeper-on-keeper violence here in the second quarter.
That's something the fans love to see immediately, is the keeper getting involved in the offense. Two-hand shove from Keats. But this crowd is still pumped up over the Danny Waltman shot, and I'm sure that's one that Danny has been pushing for from the training ground for years and years.
Keats picks up his second foul for a push through the back there, but how about Danny Waltman just looking to go coast to coast and saying, all right, you're going to give me space? How about this?
How fantastic would it have been if the opening goal for the Tacoma Stars 2021 season was Danny Waltman from the yellow line?
I mean, we talk about players being fan favorites. I suppose that's one way to cement your status to start the year.
Build the statue if Danny Waltman hits a shot from there.
Here's McCluskey. Canali checks in with Holyman. Now Dantas. Back inside. Down low, Jamel Cox! Wide left. Canali flips it back. Pereira tackled away from him. Lovegrove. Creative flick, but Hansen has it covered.
Again, more good offensive pressure from the Tacoma Stars so far. You see Pereira getting involved, and it's that big physical body, and he's able to just make things happen. Jamel Cox, same thing. Not quite as physical, but the finesse is there for Jamel.
Now Pereira has Jamel Cox and Mike Ramos out there. Right back to Pereira. And straight to the hands of Pardo.
And those two play so well off each other, Ramos and Pereira. They are a force to be reckoned with in this entire league because they complement each other just so well, and their positioning with each other is great.
Hard fight along the boards. Escoto with it here. And Escoto tripped up.
It's a veteran move from Jamel Cox. You let the ball or you let the man get past you, but you don't let both get past you.
Fouls on Stars number 11, Jamel Cox. His first foul of the night.
Juan Gonzalez. Jurado. Backed off by Keats. Takes a kind bounce to Jamel Juice Cox. And Cox putting on the moves. He lets fly and scores! Jamel Cox skies off the boards in celebration. Stars pull a goal back.
What a wonderful individual effort there. Jamel Cox is able to do so much on his own, and it's his speed. It's his explosiveness. And then that strike. What a violent strike from Jamel Cox to be able to get the first goal on the season for the Tacoma Stars. 10:41 to play in this second quarter, and Tacoma bounces back. They got some good life going for them, but Jamel being able to just spin, turn, and open fire. Incredible work from number 11.
And just a great moment for the Stars organization, a chance to celebrate back here at home. It's all the little things, that mini ball toss after every home goal. Haven't had a chance to do that for almost 2 years, Peyton.
No, I've missed every single aspect of being here at the Accesso Showare Center, and being back tonight, it's great. Everything feels back in place right now.
Ball here finds its way to Eddie Na. Na has Caceres back post, pulls it back. Well defended there by Cardenas.
This is a speedy line you have with Nagel, with Na, with Caceres. That's an electric group of attackers that you can be able to show off your speed, and in transition, Na was out in front of everybody, slowed it down to wait for the offense to build. But that's a fun line that I look forward to seeing too later down the road.
Morgan back here to Felipe Gonzalez.
At the end of the first quarter, the score comparison was 6-1 in favor of San Diego. Look up at the scoreboard now. San Diego only leading by one shot on goal. It's 7-6. So this is a great stat that Tacoma has just bounced back in 5.5 minutes of the second quarter. They are showing that they are a threat on offense.
Pardo drops this all the way into the corner. Juan Manuel Rojo is there. Debre Holyman can't quite tip it free. Skitters back toward Caceres. Canali. Worth noting tonight, Peyton, that the plexiglass is in play along the entire length of the field. In years past, it's been common to see the glass down along the touch lines, as it were. But perhaps the board's a bit more in play to work with.
And I bet you'll see a lot more goalkeepers when they release the ball out of their hands in the air across three lines. They're going to be looking for those windows all the way up and down each sideline.
Dantas tries the far side, too high.
This Tacoma team they love to use the walls, and we've seen it year after year that you'll see the long ball from Danny Waltman all the way into the attacking area, off the window, down to Dantas, down to Pereira, down to Ramos, whoever they can find down there. And it's, they use it more than any other team that we see in the league.
Jamel Cox with a lovely pair of touches. Could be in here. Tackled away at the last second by Gerardo, and Dantas taps it home. Vinicius Dantas, the easy finish. Jamel Cox, the heroic run. And it's 3-2 in favor of San Diego.
Come on, are you serious? Jamel Cox air dribbling down the middle of the field, getting a shot, taking the ball back, and it's Dantas wide open in the area. I know 28 gets credited for the goal, but 11, my word, how well he has played in this second quarter. Take another look at it. It's Cox right down the middle of the field, off the wall, gets it back. Dantas taps it home. Couldn't have been much easier. And Dantas gets his first goal in Kent. Well done, Tacoma Stars right back in this game, trailing 1 with a lot of life, a lot of time left in tonight's game.
Dropped in here, Gonzalez nearly pulls a goal back right the other way.
Offense Sam Credit Union has stepped up in a big way this season.
That shot off the woodwork, loose for Gonzalez inside. McCluskey tackles it away. Feels a bit like, Peyton, if this was a boxing match, the agreement was haymakers only. No jabs, none of that safe stuff. You got two guys just swinging. And speaking of swinging, Eddie Naha just escorted Gerardo to the ground.
Well, you look at the history of these two teams, and you have massive heavyweights in the ring tonight. The Tacoma Stars, San Diego Sockers have been throwing haymakers back and forth since the 70s. So it's something that, is expected when these two clubs face off. Yes, San Diego holds the head-to-head in MASL play 19-4, but these two clubs, these two teams, there's history here, and they've been going back and forth for decades.
Here's Philip Lund, the Prince of Denmark. He gets it off to Pereira. And Pereira loses the ball. Here's De Oliveira. Nutmegs Hollimon, but too much on it. Cardenas up to De Oliveira. The return. Flips that inside. Flash save, Waltman.
What a touch on goal. Better save by Waltman, but moving backwards away from the ball and that kind of outside the foot touch.
Christian Gutierrez there gave Waltman something to think about.
That was fantastic, and Waltman even better.
Pino. Cardenas.
Tacoma needs to hold it together defensively here. If you can hold San Diego to 1 goal or less throughout an entire quarter, you put yourself in a great position to go out there and win the game. Tacoma is looking fantastic thus far in the second.
Rattling through, looking for Felipe Gonzalez. Caceres gone down. Might have made the most of that contact there from the San Diego forward.
Yeah, you name dropped him a little bit ago. Philip Lund, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of Philip in this season. I know in the 2019 season, he didn't get a whole lot of minutes. He was out early with an injury, but now seeing him come back on the field, you can see what great things 8 can do.
Odd man rush, Gonzalez out wide, Gerardo, and Waltman has it.
Waltman, quick distribution. That's something you love to see from a goalkeeper. It's heads-up play.
Into the corner, Canali just takes a bad bounce on him. But you're seeing a lot more of that so far, at least in this match, Peyton. His team's getting their heads up, looking upfield, and trying to catch somebody on the break because, like you said, you can't sub as safely anymore.
I mean, you saw San Diego do it 3 times and score.
Here's Escoto. Lays that off to Voy Morgan. Looking for his second of the night. He's upended. Jamel Cox still dancing with the ball at his feet.
It was a great overlapping run. He distributes the ball out to Pereira. If only Pereira had some way to find him. Maybe a quick drop pass back, but Cox had space in front of him.
Gerardo was a little bit slow coming off the field there. And that's playing with too many men. Mike Ramos was out too early. And again, you can legally come through that 3-foot area along the perimeter of the wall, Peyton, but you can't become involved in play until the man you're replacing is off.
And that ball was sent directly to Ramos. It was a direct play inward. So now we see our first power play of the night. See a blue card get issued. We'll see how Tacoma can handle this power kill. But in a 1-goal game, you gotta be able to keep your focus, keep your calm, try and kill off this penalty.
And we're going to see Vinicius Dantas head to the box to serve the 2 minutes. Refereeing crew, Josh Wilkins, Ryan Otley, Kevin Broga, and the penalty box official Ryan Meeks. Your crew chief tonight is Rich Grady.
Your 4 on the field for Tacoma: Chase Hansen, Corey Keats, Vince McCluskey, and alongside DeBray Holloman. We'll see Holloman how he can do in this penalty kill, but we've seen the other 3, Hansen, McCluskey, Keats, on this power kill for years and years in Tacoma.
Escoto lays it short side. De Oliveira, Charlie Gonzalez. De Oliveira lips it inside, loose ball. Hansen out as far as Escoto. Escoto wants to shoot himself. Gonzalez, it's blocked. The rebound off the woodwork.
Keats with a fantastic save, combining with the diving Waltman.
45 seconds killed off the penalty. Keats lips it downfield, and they're forced back to Pardo.
McCluskey retreats, chasing all the way down into the attacking half. Tacoma's got a minute left on this power kill.
Just over 4 to go in the quarter. Escoto with some space. De Oliveira poked away from Escoto. And a free kick for Tacoma to clear their lines. McCluskey came for the ball and was tripped.
Did you hear that, Andrew? I heard one big sigh of relief from the crowd once that referee's whistle was blown. 53 seconds remaining in this penalty. The Stars on the free kick. It'll give them a second, but they send Pereira onto the field, try and get a little offensive juice rolling.
Well, and this is traditionally the way you kill a penalty in the MASL. Hit it to the big guy. He's going to pin it to the boards and come and get it, basically, is the move. Pereira's upended, but cleanly. Pereira going to force to drop back on defense now. Charlie Gonzalez off for Morgan.
Pereira nearly danced out of the 1-on-4.
Escoto. Charlie Gonzalez, shot and a save, Waltman. Pereira takes off for the box, 15 on the penalty. Mike Ramos is on, and the throw coming his direction. Ramos fights off his defender, goes for goal. Pardo spills it.
5 seconds, just a moment more with the Stars shorthanded, and here comes Dantas.
So the Stars kill off their first man-down situation of the year. 3 minutes to go here in this first half. They trail by a goal. Now Ramos. Still got that blistering pace, has Mike Ramos. Jamel Cox steps on, so does Canali. Cox. Dantas tried to loop it back inside.
Dantas had time. There was a lack of communication there that led to the turnover.
Escoto looking to break free. Cross field, picks out Juan Manuel Rojo. Pino. In for Gutierrez. De Oliveira. Looking over the top, Waltman calling everyone off. Quick header, lipped away from Gutierrez by Caceres.
Great work from Dantas to fight off the defense. Has the ball stuck to the bottom of his foot. Quick turn. Pereira back on into the attacking third. I love this matchup.
In for Pereira, he's working against Pino. Tried to lay that off to the arriving Holliman. Sockers could have a chance to break. De Oliveira San Diego goes for a change instead. Morgan slips on the far side. Off the glass, it's Rojo. Charlie Gonzalez. Morgan. Back outside. Venice and Philip Lund, forgive me, can't clear it. Appeals for handball, not given.
Unbelievable. Everybody on the pitch, everybody on the field just stopped, looked at the ref. Kids watching at home play through the whistle, something that we are taught from a very, very young age.
50 seconds to go in the first half. Ramos' shot blocked, falls to Hansen. Tries to work it back. Philip Lund. Pereira wrong-footed there. And now here comes San Diego. Charlie Gonzalez. Gutierrez moving to the far side. 27 seconds. Cardenas. Felipe Gonzalez. 15 seconds. Lovegrove. Cardenas. 10 in the quarter. Cardenas lets fly. Waltman scarfs it up. Gonna give it a heave, but there won't be enough time. Well, Tacoma responds with aplomb after a down first quarter. They pulled 2 goals back, but they still trail at the break 3-2 in favor of San Diego, Peyton.
What an incredible quarter from Tacoma to bounce back. When we saw that 3-minute burst of San Diego in the first quarter, you kind of thought that was the way that this game was going to go. Tacoma answers back, 2 goals of their own in the second quarter, and some lockdown defense that holds San Diego scoreless through 15 minutes here. We're at halftime, and it's anybody's ball game when these two teams come out of the locker room. I'm really excited to see what kind of adjustments new head coach Mike Jennings will make coming into the second half, because, you know, Pereira, while he's still going to be a leader on the team, he's not this head coach that has to worry about what kind of adjustments to make while he's playing on the field. Mike Jennings, Adam Becker, they get to watch from the sidelines, and they get to go and have this team talk, figure out what they need to do better in the second half to get a victory here at home.
Through 2 quarters of play, San Diego leads Tacoma 3-2. We'll step aside here from the Showare Center in Kent, Washington.
During tonight's game, we are conducting a live auction on tonight's game-worn Tacoma Stars jerseys. Who's eligible to bid and win tonight's jerseys? Well, if you're watching the game live right now, you are. Yes, you can bid and win a Tacoma Stars game-worn jersey from tonight's game and own a piece of Tacoma Stars history. Participating in the live jersey auction is easy. Go to the App Store on your mobile device and download the Live Source app. Once downloaded, create an account. For location, select Kent, Washington. Then, you are set for bidding. You will be notified when you've won your jersey, and we'll ship it right to your doorstep. Happy bidding, everyone! Go Stars! Well, fans, join us for one of our most popular and touching home games. Next Saturday, December 18th, is our 3rd annual Tacoma Stars Teddy Bear Tots. We're partnering with Toys for Tots to make a difference in our community. All fans are invited to bring a teddy bear to our December 18th game. And when the Stars score their first goal of the game, let the teddies fly! All teddy bears will be collected and donated to Toys for Tots. Once again, that's happening next Saturday, December 18th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets at tacomastars.showare.com.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
Look, that's you. And this is your thriving community. There's your neighbor, the chatty one. And here, at the heart of it all, is your money. When you chose Sound Credit Union, you got fewer fees and better rates. You joined us in supporting local organizations. And you got a great app to manage your money. Welcome to your future. You're gonna love it here. Sound Credit Union. Invested in we. All Washingtonians welcome.
Success is playing at the highest level. Success is the roar of the crowd. Success is the rush of scoring a goal. Success is your family cheering you on. Success is being the largest youth program in the state. For every kid in Washington, success starts here at Washington Youth Soccer.
During tonight's game, we are conducting a live auction on tonight's game-worn Tacoma Stars jerseys. Who's eligible to bid and win tonight's jerseys? Well, if you're watching the game live right now, you are. Yes, you can bid and win a Tacoma Stars game-worn jersey from tonight's game and own a piece of Tacoma Stars history. Participating in the live jersey auction is easy. Go to the App Store on your mobile device and download the Live Source app. Once downloaded, create an account. For location, select Kent, Washington. Then, you are set for bidding. You will be notified when you've won your jersey, and we'll ship it right to your doorstep. Happy bidding, everyone! Go Stars! Oh, fans, join us for one of our most popular and touching home games. Next Saturday, December 18th, is our third annual During tonight's game, we are conducting a live auction on tonight's game-worn Tacoma Stars jerseys. Who's eligible to bid and win tonight's jerseys? Well, if you're watching the game live right now, you are.
Success is the roar of the crowd. Success is the rush of scoring a goal. Success is your family cheering you on. Success is being the largest youth program in the state. For every kid in Washington, success starts here at Washington Youth Soccer.
During tonight's game, we are conducting a live auction on tonight's game-worn Tacoma Stars jerseys. Who's eligible to bid and win tonight's jerseys? Well, if you're watching the game live right now, you are. Yes.
Welcome back into the Showare Center here in Kent, Washington. It is time for the start of the third quarter between the Tacoma Stars and the San Diego Sockers, who hold a slim lead 3-2 through 2 quarters of play. Hi, everybody. I'm Andrew Harvey, joined as always by Peyton Behrens in the booth as we get set for the start of the third quarter's action. Peyton, Tacoma really responded strongly in that second quarter. They came right out of the gate and right at San Diego. More of the same you're expecting out of Mike Jennings' side?
Let's hope so. I mean, you really had a turnaround after the first quarter, and maybe we're over-speculating because the 3 goals that San Diego put in was in a combined 3.5, 4 minutes of play. So it's been about 3.5, 4 minutes of play of poor performance from the Stars so far tonight. Outside of that, they've been great. They've been disciplined on defense, on offense. They've been dangerous, especially in the second quarter. First quarter weren't so dangerous, but they did enough. Those 3 goals push them aside. The Stars are looking great tonight, and they really clicked in that second quarter. Let's hope that they can build on it, but you're not going to expect the San Diego side to go down quietly. They are going to explode again. They are going to have more goals. They have 13 shots so far in this match. They're going to have more. Danny Waltman will be tested. He's been tested a lot. He's seen some great chances that he's just been able to make a better save, and I expect to see San Diego come out red hot to start this third quarter.
Well, Savoy Morgan has us back underway here at the Showare Center. And straight out of play, the ball there from Guerrero Pino. As we rejoin the action pitch side. It's one of those ones, Peyton, where obviously, right, the result important tonight, but especially out here in the Western Division, and there's a foul along the boards. Dantas brought down.
These divisional games always important, and when you start with such a hot-blooded game between these two sides, every single game is physical between these two. They get heated very quickly, and in a tight one, 3-2 right here in Kent, this is a great game to be involved in. Second half action, can't wait.
Caceres off short for Dantas, who pummels the defender. Well, that's one way to knock it back towards your keeper.
That's a questionable play for Pereira. I guess we were going for a substitution change as Pereira retreats immediately, but do you really want to waste your one goalkeeper possession when you have the ball that deep in the attacking end?
New questions we have to ask ourselves with the updated rules. Just to finish my thought before we had that free kick down there, Peyton, sort of regardless of what the scoreline is tonight, how important for both these clubs to have a chance to be back in front of fans, bodies, and seats, and, back in the Western time zone, to be honest with you, after a bizarre 18 months.
Yeah, both of these teams spent the abbreviated season on the road. Neither team played a home game. Everything was away on the road, whether it was Kansas City, whether it was in Florida, whether it was in Texas. And they met up with each other a lot, but it is so great to have the Tacoma Stars home. 650 days since their last home match, since their last match before the pandemic shut down the entire 2019-2020 season.
Juan Manuel Rojo off to De Oliveira.
I think one of the scary things about this soccer side is they're missing key players like Brian Farber tonight. They get much, much better.
Morgan has gone down there. They're going to stop play for an injury here, but there was no foul called.
De Oliveira is petitioning for a card to be shown. Obviously, the captain is going to be defending his player who is injured near Danny Waltman's area.
And you can see just at the left edge of your screen, referee Josh Wilkins talking things over with Ryan Otley, the assistant referee. Nothing in the initial call. It kind of looked like Morgan swung for the shot there, missed the ball, and hit the defender.
And at this moment, MASL, no video review. We cannot go back and view this. No, that is on the agenda for MASL to see if we can implement into the game for these referees. But right now, no video review, so no foul will be on the pitch. But we hope the best for the health of all the players. Health and safety as we see the trainer onto the field.
Clock has stopped just under a minute and a half into this third quarter.
Morgan back up to his feet. The Jamaican product, 3 games played last year, 3 goals scored. Here's a replay of what happened.
60 seconds.
And it's a tough challenge there. Foot comes down, planted for Morgan. It was Holloman coming through on the challenge. It's incidental, but it's always tough when you're the attacking player getting stomped on by the defender. Not a whole lot Holloman can do to avoid that challenge. Morgan seems to be upright, putting full pressure on that foot. But it looks like he will go. He was heading towards the locker room. Now he's going to go back towards the Sockers bench.
Getting a round of applause from the crowd, and he looks like he's changed his mind. He took a couple steps, and he will head to the locker room. So Tavoy Morgan coming off here under his own power, but favoring that left leg. We'll be certain to keep an eye on him to see if he returns in this match. Peyton, or indoor soccer is a contact sport, and sometimes it borders on an impact sport with the way that players are throwing themselves around out there.
Very much so. These are big, fast players. And when you put a bunch of big, fast players on a small field like we have in MASL, yes, it leads to a lot of goals. Yes, it leads to a lot of contact. And this ground, it's a firm surface down there, Andrew. And so when these players go down, and they go down hard, it's not a flop. These guys are taking a beating here night in, night out. It is a gruesome, grueling sport that takes a toll on these guys' body. And Nick Pereira mentioned in an article by a soccer writer on Twitter that, you know, the travel schedule in MASL, it's a tough one. It takes a toll on their body. When you come on the road into a place like Kent from San Diego, you got a challenge against these tough defenders. It's a long ride back. It takes a big toll on these athletes' bodies, and kudos to them for being able to come out here each week, be able to put on great, great performances.
Hansen spills that, falls here to Gutierrez. Waltman back in goal now. Gutierrez going off the left side. Rebound comes fat.
12-person sweep to our next Tacoma Stars game. That's right.
De Oliveira and Canali is out-muscled Charlie Gonzalez there. Canali tackled away. Lamar Nagel out now and on the ball. He'll go for a change. McCluskey, Jamail Cox on.
It's quite the break that we had in play for the injury stoppage. We're still just 2.5 minutes into this into this third quarter, into the second half.
Laid out here, Holyman has some space, squares it instead, Canali! Well, a tidy finish from Alessandro Canali, but lovely execution from Debray Holyman, rolling forward, drawing the pressure, and then a cheeky little slip to the left side. Peyton, we're level 3-3.
Bada bing, bada boom, the Tacoma Stars bring it back 3-3. Wow, who would have saw this coming when there was 2 minutes left in the first quarter? The Sockers had a commanding 3-0 lead. Tacoma erases it. We're just minutes into this third quarter, and it was such a good build-up. Holloman down the right-hand side. Great chemistry leads to that Tacoma Stars goal. And this place is loud. The Accesso Showare Center is popping on a Saturday night.
Goal assisted by number 19, Debray Holyman. For Alessandro, his first goal of the
Hansen
season.
in quickly, has it back for Tacoma.
Take another look at the goal. Here's that great
Dantas,
run.
unusual to see him muscled off the ball, but it happened there. Charlie Gonzalez out, just tripped up with the ball at his feet. There's some height inside the arc. Cardenas straight into the net.
First on the season.
So the club's all-time leader in goals, assists, and of course, necessarily points. Bags one more to start the year. Right back to the man advantage for San Diego. They're up for the next minute 5.
So Tacoma with some breathing room here, up 4-3.
Gerardo. Charlie Gonzalez through traffic, blocked by Keats. And McCluskey rattles that off the boards. Hit the glass and rimmed out. Pretty good arm from the fan up there. Maybe see about getting that guy a backup keeper route. And here comes Tavoy Morgan back out of the locker room, still moving a little gingerly.
Can't wait to see that fan with the mini ball toss at the end of the third quarter. Car drives onto the field, and they're going to get the mini ball inside the Tacoma Stars van.
And McCluskey having words with the referee now.
Is McCluskey petitioning for 6-man on the field because the whistle was not blowing dead there? And a little bit of a stretch, but we had a ball out of play, Vince.
Quickly restarted Escoto. Far side, De Oliveira, Charlie Gonzalez looking for an alley. Gerardo steps up, fires, Waltman parries. Charlie Gonzalez picks out Gerardo. De Oliveira. 20 seconds left on the power play. De Oliveira steps offside. Scoops, fires, Waltman saves, Keats lifts that ball toward the sideline, bounces on the boards and goes over.
Danny Waltman is a brick wall with a headband. This man is incredible, especially when the Stars are shorthanded.
10 seconds left now. Time for one last shot. Charlie Gonzalez off for Gerardo. Gonzalez with room. And that rolled over his foot.
Ramos back on the field.
And the shooting gallery sails wide. Well, you always have that one final shot after you're actually technically level, Peyton, while the player is actually dropping back on defense. And it was off target that time.
You're always hoping that your team, in Tacoma in this case, could get the ball back with Mike downfield with no defenders in front of him.
Caceres off for Canali. Pelts that off his own teammate. Canali spins inside. Caceres looping through. Pardo has it.
You know, a great sense of awareness from Canali there. The turn was beautiful, and he just knew where his men were around him, and it was such good to see, such good work, good footwork, good awareness to just be able to pull that ball back into space.
Chase Hansen getting too much of Brandon Escoto there. Free kick already taken. We're back underway.
Fouls on Stars number 2. Chase Hansen, his second foul of the night. Personally, I think we got holes on that call.
Guerrero Pino. Out here as far as Juan Manuel Rojo. Looking inside. Escoto tackled away from him. Jamel Cox runs off the challenge. Advantage played. Cox also tripped up. That's going to be a free kick.
That one's questionable for me. I know he comes from behind against Jamel Cox. Escoto gets all ball there and pokes it away. If I'm a San Diego fan, I have a little salty taste in my mouth after that one.
Caceres over this free kick. Just under 7 to play here in this third quarter. Waltman down the boards, finds Pereira. Ramos. Ramos trying to chip that in for Pereira. Pereira off here for McCluskey. Drifting toward the bench, he'll go for a change. Nearly turned over on the ball forward. Ramos trying to spin out of pressure. Back to Dantas.
Ramos always able to win the ball back, even when a pass doesn't go exactly how it's planned. That's one of the great things about Mike Ramos is he's just so dangerous in the attack.
This is Ramos Felipe Gonzalez gets the inside line, draws the foul.
Mike lost his feet there going down. Just takes the player down, takes the attacking player down with him. Quick change. Morgan back out onto the field now for San Diego for the first time since his injury.
Fouls on starts number 25, Mike Ramos, his first foul of the night.
Dantas looking to break free. Tavoy Morgan on his right shoulder. Back off the boards, and McCluskey has to play it, as Canali wasn't certain his subbing player had come off just yet.
I was smart for McCluskey to just play it over where there's space, far side, away from the bench. Both teams making changes, so great work to just be able to get the ball to the place that has the most real estate available.
Marnagel giving away the free kick there.
Fouls on starts number 27, Lamar.
Communication, Peyton, so clutch in indoor soccer, and it's more chaotic than it is in full field 11-on-11. The noise is echoing, the ball's rebounding everywhere, and there's people just running every which way.
Yeah, and I mean, you can hear everything in one of these arenas.
San Diego gets that away. Charlie Gonzalez levels the score, 4 apiece.
Back level, 5 minutes to play in this third quarter, and Charlie Gonzalez with a clinical finish. That ball just finds him in the middle of the area. No one around him. Danny Waltman sent the wrong way, assuming, trying to go and cover the far post, but it was Charlie Gonzalez just sending it to his right. You know, slot that ball home. 4-4. Sockers with their first goal since the first quarter.
Yeah, first goal in over 20 minutes of play, close to 30 to be honest, with the last one coming 3.5 to go. But we're right back at 4. Peyton, you said it at halftime, San Diego was not going to be held to 3 goals on the night. But Tacoma has done themselves some good. They got that goal while they were a man down, and it feels like a much more level game at 4-4 than it did throughout much of that first quarter.
I mean, that was an incredible stretch of defensive play from the Tacoma Stars. You go for a quarter and 10 minutes of scoreless soccer against the San Diego Sockers. That's incredible. Not a whole lot of teams can say that they've done that ever. This is a team that's always been very potent on the attack. They they found a hole in Tacoma's defense early in that first quarter, just sending that long ball, finding it in behind the defense. Tacoma made the quick adjustment, especially at the end of the first quarter, going into the second quarter. We haven't seen that long ball, that cherry pick, bite Tacoma in the backside. So this is, a goal that's been the build-up in the run of play. A little bit different than the goals that we saw earlier from San Diego, but now Tacoma, you got another adjustment to make. What can Mike Jennings and his side do to make that adjustment? Earlier, they did great in covering the second man. They were playing a lot of good help defense earlier. I think for the rest of this game, you got to stay out of the penalty box. You have to keep 5 guys on the field. You cannot give up any shorthanded goals. So the best way to do that, don't go to the penalty box.
Well, it just wouldn't be a Tacoma-San Diego matchup if we weren't shaping up for some late drama in the final phase of the third quarter and moving into the fourth, and that's what we have for you here. All level after that goal from Charlie Gonzalez, 4-4 here at the Accesso Showare Center in Kent.
Late drama in soccer today? Would we be the first game to do that today? Or?
I believe so, yeah. In indoor soccer, anyway. De Oliveira fighting off Mike Ramos. Tavoy Morgan back out there, looks to be moving well after suffering that injury to his foot earlier in the quarter. Boris Pardo wants Morgan. Keats steps in front of him. And Corey Keats, well, Morgan kicks out at him, brings him down.
With the new goalkeeper changes and these teams trying to figure out the best times to substitute, every time there's a dead ball, no one is in a hurry to go and get it because both teams want to take advantage of the time to substitute. We're seeing a lot more of those changes come on the dead balls.
Cardenas wisely chests that back to Pardo, who quickly has let this go. And McCluskey, knew exactly that he was not going to beat Escoto back to that ball, just reached out, grabbed hold of him, and not too much in the way of protest from the Tacoma defender.
And I'm a little surprised to not see a blue card there because Escoto was on goal. Nobody else was in behind McCluskey, but very forgiving from this officiating crew. to not send McCluskey to the sin bin.
Was a very cynical challenge, to say the least. Escoto looking to turn. It's put into the boards there by McCluskey.
Vince has to be creative. He doesn't have the use of Waltman.
Turned over. Escoto has a man in the middle. Goes himself. What a finish! Brandon Escoto, short side, wide angle, and the go-ahead goal.
After about a minute and a half battle between him and Vince McCluskey, Escoto comes out on top with the goal. 5-4, the Sockers lead here in Ken in the third quarter. Tacoma has already come back from a 3-0 deficit. They're going to have to do some more work to come back. That's back-to-back goals from the Sockers. Here's the replay. It's a turnover. McCluskey, Escoto, left foot, top shelf. Danny Waltman tries to take away the low shot. We have a 5-4 lead for the Sockers. Escoto is such a clinical player. His finishing, unbelievable. Year in, year out. Escoto is somebody who's always able to get past Tacoma.
Quickly, Ramos rolled toward the left post. Hansen puts it down low. Pereira, it rattles around, it rolls, and it rolls in. No! Pardo saves it on the line!
The fans are thinking it's across the line. Referee signals in the air, no goal. Whistle blown on the transition, but how close was Tacoma to answering back within 15 seconds? You gotta love this game where things can just change so quickly. This is such a fluid sport.
Well, how about the play from Boris Pardo there? Kind of upended by a scrum inside his own arc and crawls backward, rolls on top of the ball.
You know, that's a quick look at it. Pardo seems to keep that ball outside of the line.
Good spot by the referee crew. Caceres heads out in his own corner, appeals for a back pass, and not given. Pardo up to Morgan, working there against Holimon, hits the overlap. Juan Gonzalez! And it ricochets in! Well, a quick 2-goal swing for San Diego. And that one finished off by Felipe Gonzalez, his second of the night.
This here is a game of quick runs. It was the Sockers out early, 3 straight goals. The Stars answer back with 4 of their own. Now 3 for the Sockers. Quick look at it. Morgan just lays off to the outside. A little bit of time, drop pass back, fired home, and yet again, it's that far post, that right-hand side that gets beat by Danny Waltman.
Well, how clever from Juan Gonzalez down here in the corner. That quick glance over his shoulder, knew he had a man there, and just a really composed finish to the far post.
Stars fans, just a reminder, you have less than 2 minutes to head to the merch table and purchase your mini balls for the end of the third quarter. Tacoma Stars mini ball time.
Holimon into Dantas.
Less than 2 minutes.
Ramos takes over. Al thought for a second he might have scooped that in. Ramos off the glass, into Pardo's hands, can't control it.
You know, and similar to the first quarter, we've seen the Sockers be very dominant in the shots category this quarter. They are putting a lot of pressure on Waltman, and it shows.
Dantas spinning one way, now the other, goes himself. Shot ricochets across the glass. De Oliveira brings it down, lays it out ahead. Hansen back to Waltman. Dantas looking to make some space for himself. 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Hansen can't go back to Waltman. Now he can. It's poked away. McCluskey into the corner, and that is savvy veteran defending. Personal escort for the ball.
10 seconds to play. Let's see what Waltman wants to do.
He goes over the top. Dantas, Pereira running toward the ricochet. Pereira in the corner, 1 second, won't get the shot away. Well, Nick Pereira scores a fantastic goal from a man down to put Tacoma on top, and San Diego rattles back with 3 unanswered goals. They lead 6-4 as we head to the fourth quarter.
You know, and it's been San Diego on this quick transition play that's really been hurting Tacoma. Tacoma likes to dump the ball into the offensive zone, set up the offense, and try and get a nice little build-up play for a goal. San Diego, quite the opposite. They're running fast. They're on the transition. They're going to make you pay on the transition. I'd like to see Tacoma get the ball out of Waltman's hands faster, try and get the ball into the attacking side, catch them sleeping, see what they can do with that sort of transition play in the fourth quarter when you're down 2 goals.
We'll step aside briefly. Here from the Showare Center, San Diego leads Tacoma 6-4.
During tonight's game, we are conducting a live auction on tonight's game-worn Tacoma Stars jerseys. Who's eligible to bid and win tonight's jerseys? Well, if you're watching the game live right now, you are. Yes, you can bid and win a Tacoma Stars game-worn jersey from tonight's game and own a piece of Tacoma Stars history. Participating in the live jersey auction is easy. Go to the App Store on your mobile device and download the Live Source app. Once downloaded, create an account. For location, select Kent, Washington. Then, you are set for bidding. You will be notified when you've won your jersey, and we'll ship it right to your doorstep. Happy bidding, everyone! Go Stars! Oh, fans, join us for one of our most popular and touching home games. Next Saturday, December 18th, is our 3rd annual Tacoma Stars Teddy Bear Tots. We're partnering with Toys for Tots to make a difference in our community. All fans are invited to bring a teddy bear to our December 18th game. And when the Stars score their first goal of the game, let the teddies fly! All teddy bears will be collected and donated to Toys for Tots. Once again, that's happening next Saturday, December 18th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets at takomastars.showare.com.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
Look, that's you. And this is your thriving community. There's your neighbor, the chatty one. And here, at the heart of it all, is your money. When you chose Sound Credit Union, you got fewer fees and better rates. You joined us in supporting local organizations. And you got a great app to manage your money. Welcome to your future. You're gonna love it here. Sound Credit Union, invested in we. All Washingtonians welcome.
Success is playing at the highest level. Success is the roar of the crowd. Success is the rush of scoring a goal. Success is your family cheering you on. Success is being the largest.
Welcome back into the Showare Center here in Kent, Washington. San Diego Sockers have once again built themselves a multiple goal lead. They lead 6-4 as we enter the fourth quarter here in MASL action. The season lid lifter for both these sides. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Peyton Behrens for the final 15 or perhaps more as Tacoma once again has to find a way to dig themselves out of this hole.
You know, looking at the field right now, I saw assistant coach Adam Becker having a very passionate talk with Philip Lund, Lamar Nagel, two guys who are, you know, seasoned veterans who have played with the Seattle Sounders and have flourished in their professional careers. So I would love to see the Stars lean on those kind of guys to try and bring them back, bring that energy. You're down 2 goals. Lamar Nagel slots one home here in this fourth quarter, and anything can happen for these Tacoma Stars. They start with the ball. You see a lot of these set plays come off of these kickoffs. Let's see if Tacoma can open up quick and fast.
Happening right here. Next Saturday, December 18th, at the Accesso Showare Center.
Right now you've got Dantas out there to start things off for Tacoma, along with Cox, Caceres, who's on the ball now, Holloman roaming around, Ramos as well. That is Dantas. Scoops that inside, Jameel Cox! Well, lovely execution. Dantas read it all the way, and Cox didn't let his teammate down.
Andrew, I said I wanted a fast start. I said I wanted a quick start. 30 seconds? I guess that's okay. That'll do. Brings the Stars back within 1, and it's Jameel Cox on a great overlapping run. The power shot keeps it low, hammers it home. Fantastic work from Jameel Cox all night long. He's been everywhere. He's been a menace, and he's just been so good in the offense for the Tacoma Stars, somebody that they can lean on. And the overlapping run was timed beautifully. The laid off ball, perfection. Chef's kiss. Mwah.
Well, Cox has his second of the night. Tacoma back within a goal, and like you said, about as fast a start as you can ask for. Look, here it is again.
Cox just releases, and it's a hard run. Beats his defender. That left-footed ball staying low and going to the side of the keeper, incredible. And we've seen that a lot tonight. A lot of the near post has gone past Pardo. Let's see if Tacoma can keep that up. 5 goals tonight for Tacoma. Let's hope they're not done.
Well, we have a foul down in the near side corner. San Diego set for the restart. Charlie Gonzalez gone in, shot. Now that one really rolled up on the foot of Guerrero Pino there.
So teams going for a change. This ball start in the hands of Waltman on the restart. Pereira into the attacking end. He has the shorthanded goal tonight. Cox now has 2. See if Pereira can get another one.
Ball into Pereira here in the corner. Defended by Cardenas. Lays it off and thought he had a man running. Now it's Escoto. He's gone one-on-one with Waltman. Escoto draws him and finishes. Well, that is pure composure from the San Diego man. Found himself in space and broke clean free.
Yet again, it's San Diego poaching. They know that Tacoma's going to get sucked in on the attack. They know they're down 1 and that they're hungry for goals. But Escoto does a fantastic job at realizing that. Sits out by the center circle, gets this ball dumped off to him. Waltman does everything he can to prepare for the one-on-one. Head fake from Escoto, creates a little bit of space. Keats is too late. And Escoto puts the 7th past Waltman for tonight.
7th overall, 2nd of the night for Brandon Escoto.
This is fun stuff. MASL back in Kent is fantastic. A 7-5 game. The Sockers are playing great right now. Stars, they have their work cut out for them. 13 minutes, 45 seconds. Try and find 2.
Finds Pereira. Off the boards goes Pereira. That skips past Pardo. Gerardo can't get it free. Pereira spinning, poked away by Cardenas. And well worked there, Juan Manuel Rojo. Drifting, and that will make it 8 goals. Juan Manuel Rojo goes the length of the field and scores past Waltman. Quickly, a 3-goal lead for San Diego.
When you have a 2-on-1 like that, you have a lot of time to pick your spot, figure out if you're going to pass or if you're going to shoot. Here it is again. Just a small touch to the right. Doesn't have a whole lot of space, but just enough to get that shot off. The 8th for San Diego tonight. The offense is firing on all cylinders. Tacoma, 3 goals trailing here, 12:49 to play. Anything can happen in MASL. Let's see what Tacoma's got up their sleeve.
So often, Peyton, a quick goal at the start of a quarter galvanizes a team into action. Oftentimes, it's the team that scores that rolls over. Herrera has scored. Pardon me, it's Dantas. So Vinny Dantas chases down the ball. Pardo comes for it, misses it, and Dantas just gives it a little tippy tap. And just like that, back to a 2-goal game.
The Stars don't know what to make of it. They're trying to head back onto the defensive side of the field. But yeah, that ball just gets dumped in. Pardo misplays. Dantas, right spot, right time. Gets it slotted home. And what, 12 seconds later, we have another goal in this match? Incredible. 8-6. Anything can happen in the MASL.
Peyton, you and I have called some weird goals over the span of what have we been doing this for? 4 years, 5 years now? This might be the weirdest. Look at this ball. Pardo comes for it here, doesn't get it, and Dantas, in the process of bringing it under control, just taps it over the line.
We have a hard challenge. It was Morgan who flies into it during the run of play. The Stars have their free kick, but this is kind of what we expect out of these Stars soccer games. You get a lot of late drama, a lot of late action, but as this game also goes on, you'll see a lot more physical play between these two sides.
Off the boards. Turned back under pressure. Here's Charlie Gonzalez. Far side, De Oliveira. That shot blocked, and Keats will get it free.
Love this ball.
Ramos is off and running. Ball hitches up awkwardly on him. Well defended by De Oliveira.
You know, Pereira did a great job on getting to the near side wing, just trying to space himself out, get enough room that if Ramos plays that ball across, he can find it with space.
Rojo, the most recent goal scorer for the visitors.
Are you losing track? Because I am. Rojo was the most recent. 8 goals for the Soccer, 6 for the Stars. I need an abacus over here, Andrew.
Ramos steps inside, fires. Pardo has it.
Yo, Ramos is such an electric player on his right foot. You like to see him challenge himself, put that on his left, and try and fire away.
Escoto. Possibly looking for his hat trick. Off for Charlie Gonzalez. Waltman is down. Gonzalez, and that is a powerful finish from Charlie Gonzalez. Faked his defender, found space back to the left side, and really put that one away.
Oh my goodness, did Charlie Gonzalez just leave Vince McCluskey's ankles inside the area? That was incredible. Little shake and bake, gets the defender off of his feet, falling backwards. Here's another look at it. This ball just goes inside. Hezzy gets McCluskey to fall back, puts it on his left foot, and again, it's that top shelf. They're going up and above Danny Waltman. He's trying to cover the low shots, which is the smart thing to do in MASL. A lot of these balls can just get hammered low and on the carpet. Right now, the Sockers are abusing the top of this goal.
Vinny. Pardon me, that's Ismael De Luna who's stepped on. First time tonight we've seen him out there.
And you got to imagine, first game of the season, you're going to have some slow legs here late. These guys aren't in mid-season form. So you're going to see some weird shift changes just to try and keep these guys as fresh as possible, because their legs will get heavy in this sport.
Canale in for De Luna. Trying to back him up. Philip Lund. Corey Keats. Up toward De Luna. And De Luna. Bit of a push there against Pino. That's enough for a free kick.
You know, I like the aggressive play, though. When it's late, you got to start challenging these defenders, and especially in their own end. Quick turnover for a shot. You're doing anything to try and find that.
Ball down in the corner. There's Tavoy Morgan. Back to Rojo. De Oliveira serves that in. Ball's broken up. Just over 9 minutes left to go. Sockers have a 3-goal cushion. Jamel Cox, 2 goals tonight and a turnover there. They try the home run ball off the top of the glass into the hands of Waltman.
I love the ambition. You see Waltman off his line, open and fire.
Big ball. Dantas bats it down off the glass. Had the wrong angle.
With 9 goals from the Sockers tonight, it's the second highest scoring performance of a team in MASL this season. Just 2 weeks ago, Kansas City Comets put 11 past St. Louis. Sockers have 8.5 minutes to see if they can try and match.
Cox leaves that in space, and this one picks out Rojo. Rojo has the angle. Rojo off the woodwork.
Good on McCluskey for chasing all the way back. He's not there. That ball's bouncing around straight back to Rojo.
Pino over the top. Felipe Gonzalez down to Charlie Gonzalez. Short inside. Escoto. Charlie Gonzalez.
You're seeing
off the boards, back to Pino.
Seeing a much more patient play from San Diego, similar to what we saw to start the game in the first quarter.
Well, the onus on Tacoma to come out, defend San Diego, try to get the ball back. Sockers happy to let the clock roll. Now it's Jamel Cox trying to spring McCluskey. And that is great defending from Pino.
You know, and I thought Cox would have had more room if he would have opted for the wall. McCluskey getting into it on the sideboards at midfield.
Yeah, Pino and McCluskey both were caught up trying to cross over one another, get to their bench. Neither one wanted to be the guy that conceded. Thankfully, it resolved without further incident.
Offense, we have drawn our winning numbers.
Cardenas looking long to Morgan.
Good poke from Hansen to be able to get that ball away from Morgan.
Congratulations, 2764. Our next winner for tonight's mini ball toss, 1338.
Caceres over the top. Holyman brings it down, rattling around away from Pereira. Back to Holyman, off the glass, off the referee, and away from De Oliveira.
That long over-the-top ball from Caceres to Holloman. Would have loved to seen him taking that on the full volley.
Head to the merch table to collect your prize.
Now Holyman's turn.
Saturday for our ball toss at the end of the third quarter.
Pereira scoops it back. DeBray Holyman low and on the ground. Comes just behind Canali. Here's Lamar Nagel. Corey Keats. Canali. And we have a foul off the ball, free kick for Tacoma.
Tacoma's good at these set pieces. We saw a shot earlier where Nick Pereira was able to just lay a ball off to a runner on the far post. I believe it was Holloman. See if they can set something else up. Nagel goes all the way down near the goal line.
And Corey Keats took too long to put the ball back in play. So a turnover right at the spot.
And that's an error you can't have. When you're trailing 3, 5-12 to play, you cannot take too long over the ball trying to set something up.
Keats puts a shoulder in, wins the ball back. Up for Pereira. Now Keats making a run up the middle. Ball goes wide. It's Ramos. Pardon me, it's Nagel. Keats, back post. It's loose. Well, Keats just swung and missed, really, as that ball came into his feet.
It's a great ball across from Nagel, finding Keats, giving that opportunity. Corey Keats scores that shot 9 times out of 10. We just found the one outlier. Sixth attacker on the field. Danny Waltman has stepped off. Jamel Cox wearing the spare jersey. 4:33 to go. And 3 goals that Tacoma need to make up in short order. So now Cox can control the ball multiple times in the possession when he is in his own attacking half of the field. It's a slight caveat to the new goalkeeper rule where you can only touch the ball 1 time in possession. Turnover, Morgan gone for it. The length of the field, it's going to go wide. Now this is a time I feel you might see an error in the play. We haven't seen any of the goalkeepers commit the infraction tonight. Dantas spins, 3 defenders. Low ball, gets just past the foot of Mike Ramos. Dantas tries to square it out wide. Another long shot. And it's smart to put Jamel Cox back there as the 6th attacker. Fastest player on the field. Just able to chase everything down. Even though shots that are going to be put on frame from distance, he's got a chance to go and stop them before they roll into the net. Ramos off the glass. Won't quite reach Caceres. De Oliveira, an important clearance there. Ramos squares it. McCluskey steps inside, tries to go back to Ramos. Stars a little too generous inside the arc.
We have a 60-second timeout called on the field.
The Stars with the 6th attacker out here, it's a lot of split decision making. You talked about it, Andrew, a bit too generous, but Mike Ramos is making a quick split-second decision on whether or not he's going to shoot. He wound up, once to be able to see if he was going to open fire on the net. He lays off for McCluskey. McCluskey does the same thing, another split decision where he chooses to lay the ball off. At some point, one of these guys has to get selfish, and you got to fire when you have the space. Well, the shot tally has remained lopsided. Unofficially, it is 24-15 in favor of San Diego. Danny Waltman did a lot between the sticks tonight, but just a couple times in transition, San Diego's been able to pull away. We know the quality they have, such composed finishers of the ball. Escoto jumps to mind, so does Rojo, that long run where he went the length of the field. And now Tacoma has to spark something on offense. They need at least a goal a minute. No, Danny Waltman, he's been busy back there, and he's the only reason that the Tacoma Stars right now are within 3. It should be 5-6 goal difference right now, but Danny Waltman has made some great saves. One-on-one, couple of deflections that he comes and gets one paw on and pushes it away. Danny Waltman has been a key factor in this game. Tacoma, 6 is a great number to put up on the board on any given night. When you're playing somebody like San Diego, they're able to score 9, 10, 11 goals. You got to come out with more firepower. You got to shut them down defensively. This is a tough one for Tacoma. 3:07 remaining. We'll see if they can get the offense rolling with the 6th attacker. Waltman on the field right now to start off this remaining 3 minutes. But once Tacoma gets the ball back off the free kick, you got to imagine Danny Waltman sprinting for that for the bench over there. Jamel Cox get back onto the field. Ball heads to the corner, looking for Morgan. And Morgan run right off the ball. Waltman, a quick touch off to McCluskey, and there he goes. On comes Jamel Cox. Pereira, Caceres, Dantas, Ramos all out there. McCluskey trying to sneak away to the backside post. Tacoma doesn't have long to be choosy with their shot selection. Caceres, Cox, Pereira, off for Dantas. Pereira, Dantas, Pardo the parry. The net is open. De Oliveira is brought down. That's a free kick. The last thing you want to do is get a blue card here and go spend some time in the penalty box. Dantas is cutting it close with that late challenge. Right there, Tacoma wastes about a minute standing over the ball, going back and forth, trying to set that shot up from Dantas. And yes, that's the play. That's the game plan right there, where you're trying to fire a heavy shot from an angle, challenge Pardo. Unfortunately, it just gets deflected. Nothing dangerous comes out from it.
Play restarted into Morgan over at the corner. Morgan falls and nearly makes it double digits. And that off the arm of Eddie Na.
Collision of the game. Fouls on Stars number 9, Eddie Na. His first foul of the half.
Restart just lumped into the corner. Minute 45. Tacoma short on time.
Waltman getting those sprints in. The bench is on the far side from the goal. It's not the close bench. So it's a tough one for him to leg it out all the way there.
Especially at this late phase in the game. 90 seconds left. Caceres helps it on its way. Canali. Ramos teed up the bike. And De Oliveira looking to dribble free. Dantas pulls out of the challenge. Manages to avoid putting De Oliveira into the boards as a result.
Minute 10, it's getting late for Tacoma. Got to start putting some things in the mixer.
Caceres. Long ball, Jamel Cox. Ramos. Ramos off the boards and tipped away. Under a minute to go. Pereira lets fly. It's off the glass. Ramos' follow-up. How about the volley?
Mike Ramos, way to open the tally on the season. Incredible. That ball gets shot off the glass, and it's a missile from Nick Pereira, and Ramos is able to time it beautifully and send that past Pardo. Wow, what a shot. What a goal. Mike Ramos.
Well, we've come to expect the sensational from Mike Ramos, and what better way for him to open his scoring account here in 2021. The follow-up volley.
Look at Pereira. Just a quick move to the right, gets the shot off. Right at the penalty area, top of the area, spot. Ramos.
His first goal of the season.
Hard fighting for the ball down in the corners. 35 seconds left. Tacoma still trails by 2. McCluskey looking to turn it back. Stars looking to go for a change. McCluskey's rolled up. De Oliveira has an open goal and bags it. De Oliveira tucks it away, and that'll just about do it. Re-extends the lead to 3 and makes it a 10-7 game.
10 goals for the Sockers tonight. They are an incredibly good offensive team. And yeah, they're still missing key players tonight, not traveling up to Tacoma like Brian Farber.
No Craig Childs.
No Craig Childs, and this is a team that still comes into Tacoma on the road. First game on the season, they put 10 up. That's well done. That is some hot offense that they got. A good challenge one. McCluskey, a physical player. And it's just a shot from the midline when you see the 6th attacker out. It's a 3-goal deficit now for Tacoma as Juice lobs that ball up into the netting. But it's tough for Tacoma. You know, when you're trying to get a victory at home opening up the season and you play a tough team, a reigning champion team like the Sockers, they can score 10. It's a tough challenge.
Pereira breaking free. Seconds left. Caceres puts it through off the glass. 4 seconds left. Jamel Cox's follow-up also off the woodwork. Caceres, one last shot. It won't be good. And the San Diego Sockers open their season on the road with a 10-7 win over the Tacoma Stars, Peyton.
What a game that was, and I can't say it enough. This San Diego Sockers team is on a mission to defend their title. They won on the abbreviated season last year, and yes, it was a weird season. You know, you had Tacoma and San Diego traveling on the road for the entirety of the season. And that might have been one of the most challenging MASL seasons of all time to try and fight through the pandemic. And that's why you see San Diego is such a good club. They're able to go out, they win that championship in the abbreviated season, and they start off this season, the 2021-2022 campaign, so strong. 10 goals on the road. That's impressive. I know the Stars aren't going to be happy with the result tonight, and it's a different way to start off your season. Obviously, you want to start off with a win, but San Diego coming into your house, scoring 10 goals, I know that the calendar is marked for the next time these two teams face off.
Sockers are back at home on Sunday, December 19th. They'll play against Chihuahua at 5:05 Pacific time. But for the Tacoma Stars, Peyton, what do you take from this match? You managed to score 7 against the reigning Ron Newman Cup champions, and you rally back a couple times, but in the end, it gets away from you.
Look, a lot of times in this league, 7 goals is going to be enough to win games. You got to know that. What you got to look at is go and patch the holes on the defense. Those 3 goals in the first quarter that San Diego scored were identical. They were all lob balls over the top in transition where you were able to find. You know, you had the empty netter, throw that one away, but you have big defensive holes that you have to be able to cover. You have to do some patchwork before you're back at home in 7 days. Playing, you know, tough teams week in, week out. So Tacoma, biggest thing, you know, keep the offense where it is. The team looked great. You got goals from Juice. You had goals from Mike Ramos, Nick Pereira. Everyone contributed tonight. It was a great team effort on offense. Danny Waltman made great saves. You can't rely on Danny Waltman to be able to just bail you out night in, night out. Defense needs to be able to step up next week. They're trying to go and get some wins. And don't forget, last time that we were at home, that 2019 season, Tacoma fell into a deep slide to start the season. It was a rough start to the campaign. We saw just before the season got shut down that the Tacoma Stars made a turn. They were looking on a playoff push. You cannot repeat that here and have a slow start to the season. Every single game in MASL is so important, and it comes down to it. When you have divisional records, breaking ties, you know, trying to figure out where your playoff positioning is. So Tacoma cannot slip and let a slow start hinder them again.
Well, it's not the result Tacoma wanted, to open the Showare Center back up after almost 650 days away from home. But they still get a chance to walk around and thank their home support here, and a strong start for the year for them. They are back at home next Saturday for a 7:05 p.m. Pacific time kickoff against the Dallas Sidekicks, and we will have that match for you here. Once again, your final score, San Diego Sockers 10, Tacoma Stars 7. For our entire cast and crew, including Peyton Behrens, I'm Andrew Harvey saying so long. Thank you for joining us here at the Accesso Showare Center in Kent, and we hope to see you next time.